Hello, welcome to Forum 360, where I am your host, Leah Love, and we have a global outlook from a local view. Today, I am so excited to talk to Miss Belinda White. She is going to talk to us about vsteams, which are also known as vaginal steams. You are the owner of the Yoni Palace, so tell us a little bit about, and we'll just back up, the history of vsteams, where they came from, and how you got introduced to them.
Well, vsteam has been around for decades, I call it Yoni steaming. It helps to cleanse the womb, it helps women that's having issues with fertility. It helps with all that. And what actually got me into the Yoni steaming business is my best friend, she had ended up getting sick and she got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And after 2 months of her being diagnosed, she passed away from it. But I was like, what can I do to start helping people, helping women, and others pay attention to their bodies? What can I do, And I started steaming, and I seen how it started changing my life, just my womb, just my overall, just well-being, period. So that's how I got into it,
How long have you been an owner?
Well, I have had it, my shops, it's been 1 year and 6 months now.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I know the beginning stages of business ownership are always kind of rough and rocky,
yes,
so
for sure.
we are wishing you the best of success with that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So why do they call it Yoni? Where did that come from?
Yoni steaming. Yoni is another word for your vagina.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know where the word Yoni, I couldn't make the correlation between the two.
Yeah.
So who is a good candidate for a V-steam or Yoni steam?
Those that have started their cycles. So if a child, if she's 9, 10 and her cycle have started, she can begin to start steaming. And it helps to regulate their cycle to where they're not all over the place. If they're having bad menstrual periods, cramps, it literally just helps to go in there and heal, to get things back on track.
So what is the process? What can someone expect when they come in for a V-steam?
I would say I do an intake, so we will sit down and go over some things. Like I tell my clients, steaming is so much more than just sitting over a pot with herbs in it. I believe it allows you to connect with yourself. I believe it allows you to go back and deal with some issues that you may be dealing with, and start back from childhood, so it get deep, it's just more than just sitting over the pot with herbs, it allows you to connect with yourself, and I create an atmosphere for healing. So, I welcome that, and I want the people to know, like, it's here. It's here for you.
Okay. So they come in, they do an intake, and then what happens after that?
So we do the intake. We, they ask any questions that they may have. Then we go over to the steaming room.
Okay. What does that look like? Give us like a picture, an image of what
it is so beautiful. It's like when you walk in there, it's just like a breath of fresh air. It's roses all over the walls. The chairs look like throne chairs. I want people to feel like royalty. So it's just so beautiful. Then I have my different herbs set up. I have different herbs for, fibroids, PCOS, and different things like that. Yeah.
What are some of the, you just mentioned a few issues. What are some of the other issues that it could help with?
So it helps like with menstrual periods. Okay. If you're having bad cramps, it helps with that. It helps with women that's dealing with PCOS. Okay. It helps with endometriosis. It helps with fibroids. It helps with cysts. It also helps if women are trying to conceive and they're having a hard time. It cleanses the womb out.
Okay. So for someone who's like, I still don't understand what it does. There's a herb, and then there's steam, and then what is happening? What would you tell them?
So I would say it's you sitting over a pot, like how you would give your face a steam, and all this steam just hitting your face and just opening you up, right? That's what Yoni steaming is. It literally goes in there, and the steam, the herbs, that's in the steam, it just helps to just go in there and heal that. you know. Like it's really is. I would tell anybody, you got to just try it for yourself. You know, just try it for yourself.
Okay. So who is not a good candidate?
So those that have like IUDs, the birth control IUD, they wouldn't be able to steam until they got the IUD out.
Why is that?
And that's because that could shift. You know, that's something that's sitting up in the cervix. You know, you can steam, the steam and it's plastic. It might melt. You just never know. So you just rather be safe than sorry, you know, and not have people steam with those.
Okay.
Yeah, and if they have like an active yeast infection, you don't want them steaming because heat makes yeast multiply, you know, and once you steam and here come that yeast, is going to make it worse, you know. Or if you're having like a yeast infection and you don't even know it, kind of, you know, it'll pull it out of you.
Okay.
So now you may think like, oh, I got a yeast infection from steaming, but in actuality, the steam just pulled the yeast out.
Okay. So if you have a full-blown episode, you do not do it.
Don't.
But just in case you may have one that you don't know about, it would be okay because it would pull out like a beginning part of it.
It will pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say don't steam, period, with yeast. You know.
Just in general.
Just in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good like as a detox too.
Oh yeah. It's an awesome detox.
Okay.
Yes, because we have steams that help with people that get like BV bacterial vaginosis. You know, it helps to heal that. You know, and to rid people of continually getting it. You know, trying to break that cycle.
I understand. So I was asking a few of my clients and friends and doing research, and they were like, you have to make sure you ask a couple of these questions.
Okay.
So this was the main one. Does it hurt?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So will they feel any type of discomfort or pain or anything like that?
It's just, it's real soothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very soothing.
Perfect. How long does it last?
What do you mean, the session?
Yes. How long does the session last? How long before they would have to come back?
So I have a couple different sessions depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. I have a 45-minute session, then I got a full hour session.
And what's the difference between the two?
I would say just longer and allowing the herbs to really get in there and do what they need to do depending on the issues that you may be dealing with. Like people with fibroids or cysts and things like that, I would say to steam for a full hour.
Okay. And probably, I guess, to equate it to like a massage, there's a half an hour, an hour.
Yeah.
You still get the benefits.
You still
it's
get
just
the
a matter of
benefits.
if you want to extend it out a little bit
and
longer.
that's it.
Perfect. Is there any home maintenance?
Homemade.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Back up. So you have the two different packages, but how often do they need to come back?
I recommend steaming twice a month before and after cycles.
Okay.
To really see the benefits of it, I would say twice a month come in.
Can you steam too often?
Yeah, because you don't. I feel like you can. You don't want to throw everything all off. You know, you don't want to just steam every day or, you know, every couple days. You know, you want to allow, you know, her to do what it is she needs to do and cleanse herself.
Okay. Now we can get back to the maintenance or aftercare. What is that?
So the aftercare is really not no aftercare after, you know, because you're steaming, you're detoxing. I do tell clients, drink lots of water, you know, go home, drink teas and waters, and just relax, and just try to just relax, you know, not doing too much.
Now, are there products that you recommend?
Well, I recommend my products, you know, that I create, which is my Yoni soap that I have started making. So they're bars. I have Yoni soap bars, and I also have Yoni wash, liquid wash.
And what's the benefit of the bar and the wash?
So the wash and the bar, it's the same. It's just the liquid form, you know, versus the bar.
Preference with those. Okay.
So it helps to just balance everything back out. It helps with any type of vaginal odor that you may be experiencing. It helps. You will even see a difference in your cycles even using the soap, you know, because it's a lot of different soaps that we use that have so many chemicals in them, and they're causing our body more harm than good. you know. So we want to eliminate the toxins that we put on our body, and that's what my soap is. I don't add no type of chemicals whatsoever. It's all natural, and all healing, good stuff.
Now with
Excuse me.
with looking at different soaps, are there any like ingredients that you would tell somebody like just make sure you avoid this type of ingredient if you're looking at something for your personal?
Geez, offhand.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there were
Like,
any just
and
like
I have it written down, but like offhand, I couldn't say offhand.
That's okay. Your products, if someone wanted to get those, can you ship outside of Ohio?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yep. I ship all the time.
So they can get those from your website?
Well,
Or do you have to call in for 'em?
just they could just give me a call.
Okay.
And then I could take their order and get everything shipped over to them.
Perfect. So if someone asks, how do I know if the V-Steam is working? What would you tell them?
I would say, how do you feel? You know, when your cycles are coming, are you feeling a difference? You know, like how is your body feeling? You know, how do you feel as a whole? You know, yeah, like how you feel.
Okay.
You know,
So they're just literally going to feel a difference.
I feel like you're gonna feel and see the difference.
Okay. What are the do's and don'ts of steaming?
The do's and the don'ts.
And let me pause you right there real quick. If you are just tuning in, I am your host, Leah Love, and we are talking to Belinda White of the Yoni Palace, and we are talking about V-steaming. Okay, so let's get back to the do's and the don'ts of steaming in regards, or as far as things that they should make sure before they come, or things that they should make sure of when they leave, or I'll ask you that question afterwards.
Okay.
Or are there any do's and don'ts? Do they just come in?
Yeah,
and
you
it's
just come.
Okay.
You just come.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can't come if they're on their cycle.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Like if they're on their cycle, they're having, you know, active yeast infection, actual, you know, herpes breakout, you know, different things like that. You know, you can't come if you just received a wax. So say you just went and got a, you know, wax. You don't want to come and steam right after that.
Okay.
Because it'll irritate and just, you know, because
Okay.
the follicles. Now it's good to go wax after because the hair follicles are loose and it's just gonna come on off.
Oh, well, look at that. You can steam
Yeah.
right before your wax. Okay.
Yep.
What are cons that people may ask about or say, you know, what's the downfall? What's the downside? What's the side effects?
I really, truly don't feel like it's no cons to it. I feel like it's such it's a life-changing thing if you allow it to be for you. You know, everything have been so good. I haven't even heard any bad things, you know, from my clients as far as, you know, any bad issues that they have or like, oh no, I don't like this happen, or, you know, it's really life-changing. It's really life-changing.
Well, you know, and I think that probably goes into you studying and your technique, because some of the people I was talking to, they were saying that they got burnt. No one said that they had any type of other issues, but that was like the most common thing. And they were like, you know, maybe it was just too hot. And I was like, oh, girl, they didn't know what they was doing, because it shouldn't be burning you.
No, yeah, it shouldn't be burning you at all.
Yeah.
So that maybe not doing that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and people just got to be careful with steaming. You know, just got to be careful and knowing what to do, and you know.
So knowing where you're going is very important in response to that.
Yeah.
So you said there are no side effects.
I don't think there's no side effects.
Okay.
Well, you could say if it's a side, like it can pull things out.
Okay.
So say like if you do detox, it can pull, you know, vaginal discharge out.
Okay.
You know, that's a part of the detoxing process.
Okay.
You know, of it pulling out, because it's a cleanse. It's cleansing your womb.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about your business?
I love meeting new people, you know, hearing their stories, you know, and and beginning the healing journey with them. I say assisting them on their healing journey, and seeing how far we get, with it. Like I have 2 ladies that were steaming, they were having a hard time conceiving, and I came up with a blend, and now they both are pregnant. Oh, so, it's awesome. I really do enjoy what I do.
Okay. What's been the most challenging part?
The most challenging.
And I'll say just as being a business owner or learning how to balance both, being the operator and business owner. I would say being slow a little bit, it can slow up, so that can get challenging at times. Things slowing down, it's like, whoa, where y'all at? But the summer time is always great, spring, summer, because here they could all come back, so it's I think you have this idea, you're gonna open up this business, everybody wants it, and then you're like, oh,
like where y'all at?
This is the part that they don't tell you about.
Like where did y'all go?
Right. All right, so that was the most challenging. And if someone was interested in starting their own vSteam business, what would you tell them as far as some things that you that they need to make sure of that they do in starting out?
I would say do your research, look into a school that offers it. Like I went to called Love My Womb Academy down in Atlanta, and the teacher was amazing. She taught us so much, it's because there's so much into this business. Like I said, it's more than just these women coming and sitting over this pot with herbs in it. You might get something and you pulling stuff out of people when you healing and tapping into healing for people, So just knowing what you're doing.
When you were looking at the different places to get trained, what were some of the things you were looking for? Or that they should make sure that that the educator has or offers?
I would say just look up testimonies of people, like they went to this school, look and see how they did, how they like it, and, how the teacher was, and, how hands-on, how caring is the teacher to show you this and to show you the ropes of it,
Is there any specifics with the curriculum that they should be looking for as far as the information that's actually being taught?
I forgot what it's
called. Are they all like pretty universal?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. Because it's so many things
that they have to learn.
I would say for people to go look up Love My Womb Academy.
Okay. How many days was the training?
So I trained. It was for weekend.
Okay.
So I went on a retreat.
Okay.
And we did like a spiritual retreat.
Okay.
And then you actually have to go and do all your courses online.
Okay. So
you got to do tests, you got to do all that good stuff, and it's online. So it can last about a good week, but I was on it. I stayed up all night, like for a few days straight, because I wanted to know. I needed this information, like what can I do to help my community, my women in my community. So I was just eager to learn.
And I bring that up because when I was training for microblading, there were so many classes that I saw. Some were 1 day, some were 3 days, some were a week long. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between all of these? Now I know you should not be doing a type of training in a 1 day of setting, right?
No way.
So those are some of the things that, people need to make sure that they look for of the length of it. Like there's a purpose
sure. Or not
in the
3 hours, like here and you getting a certificate, here you go.
Yeah.
No, it don't work that way because there's so many things that you need to know about it, like herbs and just everything, learning your herbs and just learning, the do's. I say do's and don'ts, but like the what not to use or what not herb, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Where's your business located at?
I'm located down in Merriman Valley in Akron. It's 1720 Merriman Road. I'm in Suite Inn.
Okay.
Down there.
Okay. And then what are your hours?
So my hours vary. I'm closed Sunday through Tuesday. I'm open Wednesday through Saturday. Most times it's like 9 to 5.
Okay.
You know, if I don't have any clients throughout the day, then I don't stick around too long. I'll leave, you know. But I'm always available. You know, people can always reach me, you know, through my email, through, you know, my business line. If they need any products or anything, I'm always willing to meet them or ship to them or whatever it is they want.
And what's the best way to contact you?
I would say email or my phone, either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phone. And what's your email address and your phone number?
So my email is theyonipalacellc@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my phone number is 330-608-0012.
Okay. And say that again for the people who weren't writing down that quick.
Okay, it's the Yoni Palace LLC
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
And my phone number is 330-608-0012.
Okay. So let's talk about you a little bit. Are you from the Akron area?
Yes, I'm from Akron.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. What school did you go to?
I went to Bookto.
Bookto. Okay. So, what is your favorite place to visit while you're here in Akron?
My favorite place to visit. What is my favorite place?
Do you have a favorite hobby in Akron or place that you like to visit to do things?
I like
Or restaurant?
not here in Akron.
Okay.
In Cleveland, you
What's
know,
your favorite
Grill
restaurant?
55. Love it. They are amazing.
What is your favorite book, whether it is for business or personal, or like a book that you think is really good on health and learning about the yoni a little bit more?
It's a book by Queen Afua, The Sacred Woman. It's an amazing book. It takes a little time to get through it. You know, I call it the Bible because when I tell you, you know, but to learn yourself and to learn about the womb and, you know, just because the womb carries everything in our life, you know. So just to learn, I would say that book, The Sacred Woman.
So what all does it talk about?
Ooh, it gets deep. I mean, it talks about healing trauma, healing childhood trauma because women carry it in their womb. And also, I also offer King's themes as well, okay? Because our men, they need healing as well as us. So just as well as us, they hold, you know, different things like that in their prostate. So that's what we steam for them, right? But the book, it just teaches you just how to heal, you know, heal yourself, you know. I feel like accepting some things, you know, we can't go back and we can't change things, but we can continue to work forward each day, you know, and to becoming better. You know, we're going to be healing, I feel like, until the day we cross over. You know, we're not just going to be healed. And, it's, you know, it don't work like that. But I do believe we get better in that. But the book just show you and teaches you how to get better. What steps can we take? Like, you know, it's even say, like, going back and writing a letter to your inner child. Go back and write a letter to that little girl you and see what comes up and see what needs healing, you know. So it gets deep.
Okay.
The book do.
So why do you think that this is an area that a lot of women don't talk about? And how can we begin to open up that conversation to get more healing?
I would say, it is. It's a lot of women is so scared of it because a lot of women have been through so much, you know, and when you start digging deep, you opening up some wounds, you know, that don't want to be like bothered sometimes, you know, or you opening up some stuff that you didn't even know was still there that may be triggering for you. And I think a lot of women or men too, because like I said, you know, men deal with things just as well as us women do. You know, it's not just women, you know. But I believe when you start healing, you got to face your own self. You know, you got to face who you are as a person, you know, and you got to look in the mirror and see you. You know, and I think a lot of people are scared of that.
So facing the fear of yourself.
Yeah.
Then we can start talking to other people. I know, like my clients, I try to talk about these things that people don't talk about. And they're like, you know what, this is a safe space that I get to do that. So I want to encourage more people to be able to have those safe spaces, to talk about more so we aren't holding on to more things.
And that's it.
Is there anything else that you would like to leave people with, to remind them to take care of themselves or to encourage themselves with?
To just, just stay in focus, staying focused and remembering hard times don't never last, things do get greater later, and I hope, that everyone's watching this, that they do tap into their healing, because they deserve that. Everybody deserves healing, everybody deserves to be healed and not broken, so just to stay focused and allow, the things that you can't accept, the things you can't change, don't let it worry you. You can't change it. Don't let it worry you. And just tap into your healing. And I'm here to assist those on their journey.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I'm your host, Leah Love, and this is Forum 360, where we have a global outlook from a local view. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye.
Forum 360 is brought to you by John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, the Akron Community Foundation, Hudson Community Television, the Rubber City Radio Group, Shaw Jewish Community Center of Akron, Blue Green, Electric Impulse Communications, and Forum 360 supporters.